Hey folks, Larry and Satsa here with you, doing a video inside today. We want to talk about a little bit different topic. Normally we just talk about the parks we're in and what we like about them, don't like about them. But today I want to talk about a subject that has been talked about a lot on the internet, on YouTube, a lot of forums. And I know because I just researched all of this, but the topic today is tire pressure on your RV. And I'm specifically talking about the Class A. Here comes the air. Hopefully the air is not going to bother the video too much. Yeah, our air conditioner just kicked on. This is our first Class A. We've had fifth wheels, we've had travel trailers, we've had a pop-up. We tent camp some, but we just kind of graduated, if you want to say, up to a Class A. Another video I can do at some point is which is your better deal, you know, as far as what do you want, what type. But today, specifically, I said specifically, I want to talk about the ride of this Class A. We just took our first long trip in it. And I did all the right stuff. One, I had new tires put on because the tires that were on here were about 7 years old. And there's another argument there about how long tires last. But everybody I talked to told me 5 years. In 5 years, take them off and put some new tires on because you're risking a blowout. Other people say they'll last closer to 10 if you take care of them. I don't know, but I didn't want to take a chance, so I had new tires put on. And then I took the RV to a place and had it serviced. I had the oil changed, I had the 60-point inspection done. I did everything I could do to ensure I didn't have any trouble. And so far we've been doing pretty good. But my ride in this thing since I've gotten it, it's just terrible. You know, I always terrible with it. Terrible. I always thought a Class A would just be like floating on a cloud, and it's really not. But the slightest little crack in the road was hitting this thing would hit it so hard and it would just rattle the whole thing, you know. Good thing I got one false tooth, but I was afraid to put it in. It was going to knock it out. So I was debating, you know, do I just go ahead and take a loss on this thing, go back to a fifth wheel? Because this is the way these things ride. I just couldn't do it. I mean, it was pretty rough. I was afraid maybe my airbags wasn't doing properly, but I just had it inspected. So, you know, I looked at those and I'm like, well, they seem to be doing fine. So I kind of narrowed it down to the tire pressure. I'm just going to share what I did. I don't know what I did was right. I don't know if it was wrong. I'll share what I did and why. These tires, max cold on them, are 120 pounds. The man that put them on for me, super nice guy, good guy, has an RV himself, so he knew what I'm dealing with. He put 110 pressure in the tires, 110 pounds. He said the max is 120. He said I like to back off of that at least 10 pounds, so that gives room when they get hot. So he put 110. Just gonna have to go pick her up. You get to meet the Chihuahua, bad little Chihuahua, not little anymore. She's getting old. So meet Francesca. Anyway, he put 110 pounds in each tire. So once we got here and it rode so rough coming over, I started looking into it. And I watched videos and I read forums, and everybody said, you know, go by what on the tire. Some people said go by what's on the tire. Other people said go by what your camper recommends. You'll have a placard either on your door jamb. Mine is right behind the driver's seat, kind of low on the wall. Some people were adamant, you got to go by that. You got to put what that says. And then others say, no, you have to weigh the motorhome, preferably weighing at each wheel and find out what the weight is. And then you have a tire chart that you go by. And that tire chart will tell you for what size tire you have or what make of tire you have, what air pressure you need for that weight. I believe that's the correct way. Now, I have not had a chance to do that yet. So what I'm going to do is, first chance I get, I'm going to weigh the motorhome. It's hard to get it weighed at each wheel. Not many scales do that. But what you can do is get your weight on the front, divide that in half. That gives you a good, weight for each tire. And then most people say up that just a little bit, just for safety. And then you got all the things like, do you want your tanks full? Do you want your gray full? So different points of thought on how to do that. I'm most likely just going to have my gas tanks full. I never travel with my gray or my black full. The camper pretty well stays with what we carry in it. The weight's not going to vary that much, but I'm going to weigh the front, I'm going to weigh the back, and I'm going to go to the charts, and I'm going to put what's recommended based on our weight when I get the opportunity. What I did this time, because I had to do something, this thing was just, it was terrible. It's like I had concrete wheels. And just the slightest little crack in the road.
Constant potholes.
Oh man, it was a terrible ride. It really was. But what I did is I saw someone had put on a forum, if you're between 95 and 110 to 115 on your pressure, you're good. Anywhere in there is good. I don't necessarily agree with that, but it gave me some comfort knowing somebody's out to say, yeah, you can be somewhere in there. So what I did, I didn't want to go to 95 because I didn't want to try too much, but I went from 110 down to 100. And let me back up and make one point. Some people say, no, you've got to go by what the sticker on the camper has, on the motorhome. My sticker on my motorhome says 110, and that's what was in there. But I was reading in my manuals, and in the manual where it described that sticker and the information that was on there, it said that number was the maximum pressure for the tire. So that 110 that my sticker is showing, according to my manuals, that's the maximum pressure I should run. So that implies that I can run less. But anyhow, long story short, or long story longer, I don't know which. I took 10 pounds out of each front tire, left the back ones alone. I took from 110 down to 100 in each front tire, and oh my goodness.
It was great.
Or should I say OMG?
OMG.
Do I have to? OMG. Oh my goodness. The ride was incredible. It's like the heavens opened up. The smooth ride angels flew down and sprinkled smooth ride dust all over our motorhome. That 10 pounds made a world of difference. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm sharing what I did and how it worked out. The drive was fine. It handled great. The ride was much smoother. Is it the end of what I'm going to do? No, I'm still going to weigh this thing, and I'm going to make sure I'm following the chart for these tires. But if you're out there getting beat up and you've got 110, 115, 120 pounds of pressure, it might be that you could take a little tire pressure out and smooth the ride up, because that 10 pounds made a world of difference. So I wanted to share that with everybody today and talk a little bit about tire pressure. Here again, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just sharing what we experienced and what we did. So I hope this helps. We'll do other videos as we run into things that happen on our travels with our Class A and all that. But I thought this one was important. I wanted to talk about it because our ride was just terrible on this thing. And all it was, as far as I'm concerned, we had too much air in the tires. They were just hard as bricks. So took a little out, smoothed it up, and we're ready to ride some more now. Right?
Yep.
Anything you want to say about tire pressure?
Don't know anything about it.
I feel like Penn and Teller.
I don't know.
I'm Penn and she's Teller. She won't say anything. She just sits there. Yeah, but sorry. We'll get her out of her ship.
I don't know anything about tire pressure.
You want to say anything about tires?
They're round.
There you go. You got round tires. Anyway, till next time, we hope this helped. It's Larry and Sonson. We hope to see you on the road at some point, maybe at an RV park we'll run into you. And if we do, by all means, come over and say hey and subscribe to our channel if you get the chance. And we'll see you next time.